Go for it.
I suspect you're becoming more and more human all the time.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted. Greetings and felicitations. May I say that I have not thoroughly enjoyed serving with humans. I find their illogic and foolish emotions a constant irritant. Captain, I suggest the Vulcan mind probe. I need your advice.
Then I need a drink. You need advice from me? You must be kidding.
I do not joke, Doctor.
Illogical. Spock, you're the most cold-blooded man I've ever known.
Why, thank you, Doctor.
Shall we play a game?
Well, welcome to the Kind of a Big Deal Gaming Podcast. I am Boom, and I am joined, as always, from across the snowy, very snow-capped Continental Divide by Tess. Tess, how you doing?
I'm doing great, and I have one question for you, Boomy.
Yes, what's that?
What color is this dress?
Well, this is kind of interesting. I know that nobody wants to actually talk about the color of this dress, but I gotta say something. I've seen both colors, which is kind of freaky. So I was watching the website and I saw I saw it and it was just white and gold. I showed it to my wife. She said it's purple and black. And I was like, whatever. And I woke up in the morning and right as I got out of bed, I looked at it again. Totally purple and black. So I've seen it both ways. So it's kind of freaky, actually. I don't know.
Well, I don't see it either way. I walk into school, my kids ask me, hey, Ms. Tess, what color is this dress? They didn't say, is it this color or this color? They said, what color is it? And I said, it's purple and brown is what I said. And they're like, that's not an answer. You can't answer. I was like, I can't have my own thought.
You might need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
If you saw purple and black, there's you might have something wrong. You're gonna have to.
Purple and brown is what I saw.
Oh man, you're gonna have to have that checked. I think. That's I'm a little worried about you seeing brown because that was not one of the choices or one of the options. Well,
I know.
We'll put the dress aside and we'll just move on, even though that blew up the internet, right? It was better than Kim Kardashian's butt. Just blew it up. And we'll just go ahead and we'll get into some kind of a big deal gaming fun stuff. Yes, Miltis said, by the way, that the dress looked like a clown penis.
What?
Know.
Where would that come from?
Are clown penises multicolored, I guess? Maybe they've been painted. I've never. That's actually a good question. I kind of want to see a clown penis now. I want to know if it's multicolored. Like, do they do the makeup on the? Okay. Well, we're just gonna move on.
No, because they would put like the big nose, red nose thing. Just.
We've uncovered the mysteries of the clown penis. In case you're wondering, it's
God,
white.
this is why you don't leave us alone.
It's white with the red nose. Yeah, we're just all by ourselves this week. Tachi was feeling under the weather, and Descend had a prior engagement, so it's just you and I, which is perfect. We're super excited. We miss them though because they're so awesome to have around. But we're just gonna muscle through, and this is what happens. See, when they're not here, we're like a clown penis with a big red dot on it. We're trying to, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, if you haven't turned off the podcast by now, then you're going to just love this show. In fact, it's the best show that we've ever done. It's just tremendous. You're going to love it. So please visit us at the kindofabigdealgaming.com website. You can reach us at bigdealgp@gmail.com, and I always get that wrong. You can also tweet us at bigdealgp. And I want to mention, as always, thedirtycasuals.com. We've got this awesome gaming group, and you're going to hear about that again a little bit later because they've got a couple cool things going on, and we would like your assistance in joining us in a couple of those things. Tess, I don't know if you know this, but there's some really great podcasts out there besides our podcast, which
No.
it's true. We're not the first.
Better than
podcasters.
ours?
Well, I thought we were the first ones to ever do this thing, but it turns out we're not.
Not?
There's other podcasters that are really good. So visit the Nexie Show. Go check them out because that is one of my favorites by far. I'm into this eviscerated podcast, by the way. They say the darndest things on that show. I'm kind of into them.
I've never listened, but I've heard a lot about it. I'm gonna have to check it out.
They're way funnier than I am, which I'm kind of jealous. You know, I want to be funny like that. But anyway. Go check them out. And then
You're funny looking.
I know. Thanks for bringing that up. We also have the STOS podcast, which is Strange Tales from Outer Space. And these guys are actually really, really fun. I think they're all like 16 years old. I'm sure they're older than that, but I'm teasing them because they're so energetic. You know how like younger kids, they get on podcasts and they're just like going for it and they're so energetic? That's these guys. They're really fun. They give WildStar all the love, which is why I'm all about them. We have more to talk about that as well. And then there's going to be a new podcast. I don't know the name of it, coming out from the guys that did the WildStar Nation. So you're going to want to check all of that stuff out.
That's on the 3rd. It's coming up here soon. I'm so excited.
It is. And, you know, on this note, I don't know how much you paid attention to the intro, but the intro, Leonard Nimoy passed away, been a couple days, I guess now. And it was kind of sad. And I just wanted to kind of pay a little bit of a tribute because it kind of bummed me out. And I think everybody that is a geek or a geek at heart or has ever watched that show, like, he was such an iconic symbol of that whole thing. And I was actually kind of bummed about it. I don't normally get too put out when a celebrity kicks it, not to be crude about it, but I was pretty taken back by it just because I've enjoyed it. I've even enjoyed him in the new movies, and he's actually been kind of a part of my life for so long. And, I remember being 6 years old and I'm pulling out the Vulcan, sign. So we're really sad to hear about that. And we're giving all of our respects to the family and everybody. And I know that's got to be a rough deal, but we're glad that he kind of paved the way and kind of pioneered so much of the science fiction world, and he even got into the real science world. And so he just left us a tremendous legacy, and so we're very, very thankful for all of that.
And he's just he was such an icon, even for people like me that didn't really go the pure Star Trek route, the geeks like I. But everyone knows who he is, and he was an inspiration to everybody. So Leonard, we miss you. You are incomparable. Cheers
to you. And in your honor, I won't eat meat next week. How's that? He was a vegetarian, Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Let's move on to what we're drinking tonight. So I've got myself a California Pale Ale.
She's
Acme.
cute.
I know. It's got the blonde bombshell on there. Pretty good beer. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know that this one says the North Coast Brewing Company in California, but pretty fantastic. It's one of my staples. How about you, Tess?
Well, I'm drinking one of my staples tonight. It's just a Shocked Up. Nothing bad with some tasty.
Well, I'd like to hear what the chat room is actually up to. By the way, hello everybody in the chat room. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. You guys are awesome. So I have on my show notes that I'm supposed to play a music medley for Boom Tap, is what it says, and I have not heard it, and so this is kind of scary. I'm going to actually play this, but I've never heard it, and so I don't even know how to react. So this, in case you're wondering, this is going to be a completely natural reaction. Okay, here we go. Is it playing? Oh, sorry. See, I need to, yep. Okay, there we go. It's a mashup of all the best booms.
I love that one.
Walking on the streets and my heart goes boom.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna shoot you right down.
But then he turned the little button and the car went boom. We like the cars that go boom. We're anti-graph and funny and we like the boom.
Now, kid, I'm ready to fight. I've been looking for my baby all night. If I get her in my sight, boom, boom, right here. I came here tonight to hear the crowd go. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Tick, 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 boom.
And there we have it.
That was
is-
awesome.
Oh my gosh, I am blown away. That was so cool.
I am so jealous of
I'm
your
just gonna-
boom, awesome boom remix.
I'm just gonna play that over and over again. Like, I'm just gonna do that all night. I'm just gonna be playing the boom all night long. That was so,
Who made that?
that was Tachi that
Oh,
sent that to
Tachi,
me,
you're
and he told me
sweet.
do not listen to it. I'm glad I didn't, because that was so stinking cool. Tachi, you rock. That was awesome. I think the chat room, everybody was like super excited about that as well. That was so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tachi. Well, let's get into it today. I wanted to kind of get started on everything, and I wanted to talk a little Star Wars, The Old Republic, because all week long we are going to be covering Star Wars, The Old Republic. And this game has been out for, 2 years now?
No, longer than that.
Even longer than 2 years?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how long it's actually been around, but it's...
Google it.
I mean, you and I, we were there on the launch. We had pre-ordered. We were all hyped about it. We did it, and we ran for quite a while with our little guild, and we had
It
a lot of
launched
fun.
December 20th, 2011.
2011. Wow, it's been
Yeah.
that long.
Yeah.
So it's almost, so that's 4 years, almost 5 years. No,
Yeah.
3 years, almost 4 years. So it's crazy.
No,
So
4 years.
We talk about how the longevity of World of Warcraft, and I think SWTOR is kind of got to deserve some props. I mean, this game has been around now for quite a while, and
Yeah.
I took a break. I played originally, and then I took a little bit of a break after. I don't know. I just kind of ran, I think, everything right as it came out, and I got everything done. And the questing back then was pretty grindy. I don't know if you remember that. It was work.
I didn't find it. I'm getting that reverb again. It's driving me nuts.
I'm getting it on your side as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I'm not sure how. It just felt a little different to me. I don't know. Do you kind of know what I'm saying?
No, I disagree. I take my headphones off. The way that I feel it's going is I was so entranced with the story the first time I was running through it that you could have asked me to grind something, like it could have been back to like those stupid Baron's quests where you had to kill 20 of everything. I don't care. I would have done it all day. Now I think you're right in that now it feels a little grindy because WoW's gotten away from the grindy. But the stories are so, again, BioWare is the shit. And their stories are just so great. And I love that it's completely voice acted and every single story is different. So if I play, it doesn't matter what class I play, the overarching story is just completely different. I love it.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I played Jedi, and so I leveled up a Jedi Knight, and so I got through all of that story, and everybody kept telling me all the stories are very, very different, and I was like, yeah, whatever, because most of them are. They're different to a point, but this was actually legitimately different. So I am playing right now a Empire tune, so we moved to the, I don't know, you can't really say it's the dark side, can you? Because you could be a good guy on the Empire side. I don't know.
Yes.
It's not like I can say I'm like this bad evil guy because I'm not. But I moved to the Emperor side and I became a bounty hunter, and so I got the taste of being a ranged, laser beam shooting awesome badass. And I gotta say, I'm just enthralled with it. I am having so much fun, and some of the stuff you were talking about. So we just mentioned the grindy part. I'm actually kind of enjoying that a little bit. It's weird, but it feels a little bit more like older MMOs as you're playing it, and I'm digging it. I'm kind of into it. So I'm excited to kind of keep going. I've only leveled to 17 currently, but every day I'm like, ooh, I want to get on that.
Yeah, I'm big on it. So how many things have you leveled?
I have a Jedi that's max, and then I have another Jedi, the counselor, the healing class that is 30 something, and then I have a Sith Lord guy. I don't know what class he is, but he is a 28. And now I'm on this bounty hunter, and I'm telling you, the bounty hunter is totally the way to go. But when you're playing this game, if it says that you need 2+ people to run something, they are not screwing around, because I tried for like an hour to drop some guys that were 2+, and they kept killing me. And I kept going, oh man, that's something like in WoW I might be able to pull off. Not with this. Even if you're geared well, you're pretty much screwed. You gotta have the right amount of guys in there.
You can pull it off if you're over level by about 5 to 6. Just kind of depends.
That would be, I mean, I don't know that I'd go back to that content. Like, I really do need to run stuff. But here's the thing. I'm running in these level 17 zones. They are as busy as I have seen any MMO right now. Like, everybody is coming back and playing this game right now. And I think it's only going to get worse as we get towards the movie releases. And there's so much hype around Star Wars right now. And I think everybody's ready to have the lightsabers and to shoot the guns. And we're all anticipating all this awesome fun. And this game is just going to continue to get more popular as it goes. But I've not played WildStar and WoW. None of those right now. The starting zones don't have as many people. Now, WoW, it's not really fair. They're spread out over so many things. I mean, it's just so huge. It's not really a fair comparison. But the Secret World has a lot of people running around, and I would say right now Star Wars has even more people just running around leveling tunes. And I don't know if they're all just leveling alts or if it's just new people coming, but it is really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. I haven't really played a lot of the whole stronghold thing. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Can you explain any of the stronghold stuff?
Well, I mean, everybody's trying to do. You got garrisons, you got WildStar housing, and you have strong. It's like there was like a mad race to have this sort of housing type of thing. I guess we in an MMO we all wanted to play The Sims, is what I'm guessing, and so we had to have something so that we could really have The Sims to be able to be played. But the funny part about the strongholds is they're really just a place to put decorative items. I mean, somebody can correct me.
Yeah.
I have my stronghold, and I just have like it's such the bachelor pad. I have a what on earth are you doing?
I opened my beer.
Okay, that was a struggle. I have a couch, and then I have like a statue over in the corner. That's it. So you walk into my stronghold, it's just there's the couch, and there's a statue of.
You gotta have a
dude.
couch for
That's
some hibbity jibbity.
That's what it is. It's my secret Jedi love shack. It's where we do Jedi busy.
So do
That
they
would be
look
crazy.
different?
Jedis could get pretty funky, I would think. There's lots of levitation tricks and making things move and with your mind. Jedi mind tricks.
Oh.
It's bigger than it looks.
It has a clown nose on it.
Yeah, right? You just wave your hand. Like, there's a lot of good things about being a Jedi with that. So, yeah, those Jedis, they have it all made. I think we're going to have to, talk to one and find out what's going on. But I've been leveling, and what I found is this is kind of cool about the game that I'm so into right now. Every day there are dailies, and the dailies, though, are some of some of the things that maybe I wouldn't normally do. So there's PvP dailies. And if I do 2 PvP matches, just random matches, I get a bunch of XP, I get some rewards, I get some different things for it. And I found that actually a real great way to break up all of my story stuff. So I queue for all the PvP stuff, and then I also queue for the daily dungeons. They're called help me out with that. They're not called dungeons. They're called they're not ops. They're
something.
Yeah. Anyway, so I run those as well, right? And so I just basically queue for everything. And then what I found this week is I actually queue for the Starfighter as well. So I queue for and that's the one where you're the ship and you're flying through everything that I would think would not interest me at all.
Ops.
I'm having so much fun. So I queue for each of those, and then I go around, so I'm tootling around, and I go and I kill my guys and I turn in my quest, and then all of a sudden the PvP match will come up, and then I go and I run my PvP match, and when I come back, I'm ready to go, and I'm loving it. I'm really having a lot of fun, and I don't remember it being that fun 4 years ago or however long it's been out. So we're gonna be running the Dirty Casuals are
Sundays.
on Sundays. So come and join us because we have enough people, and actually that guild is fairly big. I would say it's probably second in size to WoW as far as many people that I see enrolled in the roster. And so we have enough people to run all of the ops and the different things that as we progress, or as everybody is already capped, if they want to run that stuff. I want to raid. So my goal is to raid in this game. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do it.
And thanks to Discord Dave and Storm Raven, they reminded us dungeons are called flashpoints and raids are called ops. So there's the vernacular.
That's what I was thinking. Flashpoints were what I've been queuing for. And my thing though is I didn't realize how much it was going to suck me in. But I'm having a lot of fun, and I think everybody else will too. And Militz said something last week or the week before where he said, we play these games for a lot of the community and the camaraderie and having other people play with us. And I would agree. I've been doing that now with some of these games, and Star Wars is one that's really, really fun that way, because if you're playing with 2 or 3 people, you can run everything in a zone. You don't have to go and pug people and find people. Although right now, the current state of the game is it is growing. I think it's growing more than even BioWare expected, to the point where you have zero problem getting somebody to help you go kill that thing. In fact, if I go to the door or the location of a 2+ zone, there will be somebody there that is like, hey, do you want to run this? And you're just like, yeah, let's go. And you just hop in and go for it. So it's a lot of fun.
And I just want to, I'm not promising anything, but Mama Tess does have a SWOTOR account because she was in our original guild.
She was, and she's really good at it.
Yeah, and so Mama Tess might come in and run some with us. So I just love this game. I just think everything about it. And I don't know if it's because I'm a girl or something, although I don't think I'm super girly. But I like the fact that I can have relationships, and I like that, and I like working towards that and stuff. I think the entire so for example, everyone kind of re-rolled. So when everyone re-rolled, I still wanted to play the same type of character I was playing before. So I've played through all of the story stuff, but I can play like a whole different romance option. Like I can do a whole bunch of different things differently than when I played it the first time. So it was really kind of fun.
So let me ask you this. So I've seen pink lightsabers running around, but if you are a subscriber as of March 29th, they are going to give you a black-purple crystal. So you can have the black-purple lightsaber. And I think a lot of people want that.
And I really like how they removed all of the restrictions for the different colors. It used to be that if you had to be like light side in order to have like a blue lightsaber, and you had to be dark side to have a red one, but they removed all of those restrictions. So you can have any color you want. What color would your lightsaber be if it could be any color, Boomy?
I have a gold and black lightsaber and I like it, but I think I would go gold and white, where most people would go purple and black. But the cool thing is, if I have a gold and white lightsaber, you might see it as purple and black. It just depends on which hemisphere of your brain you're using. So it would be like both colors. So it would be good. I would go with a gold and white lightsaber, which I heard they do have, which I don't think. I think somebody was just teasing me. But anyway, that is kind of how I do it. So if you guys are playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, come and play with us on Sunday nights. That's when we're gonna run stuff. So we're gonna run the group content, the bigger group content. I think is the idea is to do that on Sunday nights. And other than that, we're all running and leveling characters and doing some stuff. You were on there with me, Tess, leveling up a tune with me to help me get through some of the stuff. And it's a great game. Also, in the podcasting world as well, there's a show called Utuni Cast, and they talk nothing about they talk only about SWTOR, excuse me. And that is a fantastic podcast. Most of the time it's all over my head. Like, I don't understand anything they're saying. They're like, talking about all the specs. But if you're really into this game, you might really like that. So, go look at that show and listen to it, because they have more information for you on all of this great stuff. So you got to subscribe to the game. Tachi just mentioned. Don't forget to mention how awful free-to-play is. And so he wanted to take a stab at the free-to-play model. It's a different free-to-play model, right? They have the cartel market. They have it's kind of a little more convoluted. It's not like the Secret World free-to-play where you can just buy the game, play anything you want, and then everything's cosmetic. There's so many different things in there that being a subscriber has its advantage.
Well, I disagree with that. I think they have a very similar free-to-play model, because there are some things in Secret World that aren't cosmetic. You can get those AP boosts, you can get injections, you can get all of that with Secret World. And it's about the same with SWTOR. You can get some boosts, but a lot of it are skins for your armor and things like that. But you can get some stuff that is beneficial to you in game.
I personally think subscribing to this game is kind of the way to go. So that's my recommendation. Get the sub, you get some cartel coins each month, you get all the perks, you can...
Now the perks are different.
Yeah, the perks are different. There's all kinds of things on there. And so I really do recommend to subscribe. It's just an easier thing to do if you're going to play it. But, that... It's hard right now because there's so many different games out, and do you want to subscribe to every single game? And it's a lot of money, so you're gonna have to probably make some choices there. But my prediction is, as we get closer to the release of the movie, the Star Wars movie, it is going to really ramp up this game, and it looks beautiful. And I know I have a newer computer now than I did then, but this game it looks really, really good, and it's running at high frame rates. And I don't know if you've gone in and done like the Starfighter stuff, but I mean, it's dang gorgeous, beautiful zones. And so I'm like very, very impressed. I keep walking around going, wow, this is really cool. And I'm loving that.
I have a question. So you said that you were queuing for all this PvP. Is all the PvP the Starfighter stuff?
No, the PvP. So I'm doing regular PvP, just like you'd think. And then Starfighter is PvP too. It's just ships. So you're running around shooting each other with the ships. And it's an acquired taste, I'm told. Not everybody loves that stuff. But it's just another way to play. The PvP is actually quite a bit of fun. And I don't feel like I just get frozen and just whacked like I do in World of Warcraft PvP. In World of Warcraft PvP, it seems like, the teams that go against you are so good at just putting some sort of a CC on you, and they all do it in time, and so you're just like, oh, I'm frozen and I'm getting whacked, and then oh, I'm frozen again and I'm getting whacked, and then I'm dead, and then you just respawn. It doesn't feel like that. It's actually a lot of fun, and they have a lot of different kinds of PvP to do, so it's pretty fun, and it breaks up the monotony of just leveling. So if you don't do PvP, I really recommend you give it a try in this game, because it's kind of fun, and it's not that scary, and you can just do it in your regular gear. And at the same time, you're getting some pretty cool perks as you do it. So when you win a match or you get some stuff, you're getting enough of their currency that you can go back and buy some PvP gear that'll be worth it for you to help you level. You know, you'll get some nice gear for that. So
here's one other little question. I don't know if this is a sub perk. Excuse me, but when you're playing your storyline mission, I get, because I'm subbed, so I don't know if this is just for subs, but every once in a while I'll get an XP boost reward.
yeah, I get that too, but I'm subbed as well. I'm not sure.
I wonder if that's a sub only or if that's for everybody.
I'm not sure, but I get that as well. And, you know, I click on that, but I still find that I have to do, they had 12 times XP not too long ago, and I leveled a character up in no time just doing the class missions. It's just the story of the game. And I just went one to the next and the next and the next, and I was like, wow, I'm 55. But now I'm doing, and I have to run all of the different quests in the zone. But I've been using that boost, and I found that I've actually out-leveled my class
Zone.
quests. Yeah, so I'm actually having to kind of skip some of the other quests. So if there's something that's like, oh, that's way over there, I'm not going to do it, I kind of skip that, and I'm able to just run some class quests to kind of catch back up. So those XP boosts do work, and they're kind of nice. And I have a whole, like you said, I keep getting them in drops, and I have a whole bag of them. So it's not a
Tachi
huge,
says
it's like
that they're only for
25% though.
subs.
Okay, it's only 25%. It's not like a huge,
Yeah, it's not crazy.
It's not a crazy thing. So on that note, I wanted to do the one-shot boss.
Oh.
And yeah, let's just move into the one-shot boss. This week we decided we would do the Jedi mind trip, but it is not really a shot.
Well, I'm doing it as a shot.
You could do it as a shot, but it's really a martini. And I love it. Can you explain to everybody what's in the martini?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's got some Midori. I put up a video, so there's a video of it. But it's got Midori, and it's got, this is dangerous. It's got one of the most dangerous things in the whole world in it. It's got this Parrot Bay coconut rum, which, guys,
It's good.
yum. Yep. You could drink that with a straw.
I agree.
And then it's got some pineapple juice and just a little bit of lemon lime soda. I used Squirt. What did you use?
I just used good old 7-Up, like
7-Up.
because I think I was feeling bad for Tachi feeling sick, so I went with some 7-Up. And so here's what it looks like if you pour it as a martini. It's got the color of Yoda's skin when he was youthful, and it's, I mean, this is we've done some pretty nasty shots on this show.
Dave, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Dave because in chat, Discord, Dave is going, how is it a martini? It doesn't have any martini. It's a martini because you put it into a martini glass.
You put it in a martini glass, and you have it shaken and not stirred. How about that?
Yum, yum, yum.
So cheers to you, and here's our martini shot.
Yum. One more. Yum.
By the way, this is for Big Hair.
Big Hair!
We want him to enjoy the hockey. Somebody just scored. Big Hair is the crowd went wild. He just made a shot right off somebody's skate, around the bend, in through somebody's legs. Good job, Big Hair. All right. I don't even know where
That
to
was
start
good.
now.
I'm gonna do a third one.
I'm
gonna triple brain this bitch.
I think I've had like 10 of those today. So
Yummy,
it's
yummy,
and
yummy,
then I-
yummy, yummy,
And
yummy.
then I went skiing. So it's very, very crazy. Well,
Yum.
let's talk. I want to talk about something that we talk about all kinds of different gaming on here, and this is something that I don't know if it was you that got it kicked off or who got it kicked off. I just heard a little of this over the TeamSpeak as I watched everybody kind of going for this.
I
And
don't
you and I are
remember
big
who
board-
started it. It
you
was
and I are
not
big
me.
board-
It was somebody
you and I
else's
are big
idea.
Board gamers. So Cards Against Humanity. This is something, if you are in a guild and you've got your team speak up and you guys are in garrisons, so you guys are in WoW and you guys are like, hey guys, I'm going to go mine all my garrisons and I'm going to get all my ore and I'm going to go pick some flowers and I'm going to do all this stuff, and you guys are basically horribly bored and miserable. What you should do is go ahead and log in and do
Tell us
some
how you
Cards
really
Against-
feel there, Boomy.
Yeah, you should do some Cards Against Humanity.
It was Dave.
Dave set this up. So tell us about Cards Against Humanity, so everybody out there that has a guild
Oh my gosh.
can do something more fun than garrisons.
It was so much fun. Oh my Lord in heaven, it was so much fun. I don't remember when it was. Maybe it was after the show last week. I don't remember when it was.
It was pretty
but-
late. I know that.
Yeah, it was late.
It was dang hilarious.
Yeah, it was really late. So yeah, it was crazy. But so Dave suggested this, and we played Cards Against Humanity online. You can play it online. You can create a game, and everybody gets to click and choose their cards, and it was so much fun. You can go to I pulled it up. It is at pretendyoure dot XYZ/ZY. If you Google XYZZY, then you'll find it. If you Google XYZZY, you'll find it.
We'll put it
Oh
in the
my
show
Lord.
notes as well. We'll put it in the show notes on kindofabigdealgaming.com, and it's in chat right now for anybody. Not that we need all of our people in chat to leave now and go play it and do something that they're enjoying, is rather than listening to us. But explain the game to me, because I only listened. I wasn't able to participate. But I just thought it was hilarious.
Have you ever played Apples to Apples?
I have played Apples to Apples.
Okay, it's exactly the same. It plays exactly the same as Apples to Apples. It's a party game, but all of the cards are ridiculously offensive. I mean, they're racist, they're sexist, they're gross. It is hideously offensive in the best possible way. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh, we just had a blast. But it plays the same as Apples to Apples, which if you haven't played, it goes in rounds, and each round a new person gets to put out a card, and it has blank. So it'll say something like, blank thinks that they're the best. I'm making this stuff up. I don't want to be too offensive, so I'm not going to go full Cards Against Humanity on this. But then everyone else in the group gets to play a card, and then the person who had the original card gets to pick which one was the best, the funniest, or the most appropriate. And then that person gets a point. Whoever's card they get chooses, they get a point, and that's how you win. You get so many points and you win. Oh my God, it was so much fun. In fact, I think we're gonna play this evening after we're done.
Oh, really? So this is going to be something that everybody in the chat room can just join in on, and have a little bit of fun with this crazy game. I just heard things that I can't even explain.
And we can't play it on the show. We can't, there will be no videotape evidence of this, but it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to play.
I'm hearing that it's best if you've had a couple drinks.
Well, then we are ready.
Right? This isn't the type of game that you can just play without that. Is what I'm kind of hearing. So there you go. So that just made Tess want to have another shot. And I was gonna play the foghorn music, but people were telling me don't do that. Well,
hurts your ears, honey.
Grab it, play some Cards Against the Humanity, get your guild group up, have them. It's a good thing to break it up. If you're one of the top raiding guilds in the world and you've been raiding for 30 hours straight for whatever reason, and you just need a break, play some Cards Against Humanity, right? Just
so much fun.
Do it. And if you're, like I said, if you're running in garrisons, you just want to do it. If you're playing WildStar, you're too busy playing WildStar and you're having fun, so you don't actually want to play Cards Against Humanity. But other than that, you'll probably want to play Cards Against Humanity.
Well, and I'm just going to throw this out. Cards Against Humanity was so fun last week, and I'm sure it's going to be super fun tonight. I am so excited. It was so much fun that it got me thinking I might try to put together some board game emulators. so that we can play it all together.
Oh, that would be fun.
A few different board games. Yeah, it'll be fun.
And I'm such
I'm
a
gonna
big
try.
board game nut. I just love board games, so that would be really, really fun. Well,
We could play Dominion.
we could play Dominion, and Dominion is one of my favorite all time. I love deck building games. Not to get deck confused with the
What?
other kind of game that sounds right, but yeah, deck. I like to build decks. I build them in different sizes, different shapes, different various amounts of cards.
Are they thick?
Sometimes the decks can be thick. When I play Magic the Gathering, I like black ones. So
Oh God, we're going to hell.
let's move on. Let's go ahead because I wanna keep the show moving along. Let's talk about the Secret World this week. All last month we talked about the Secret World and we've been playing it. On Monday we did get to run Polaris, so we ran. That's the first dungeon again. We've had so many new people coming on to this game that we've had to kind of run some of this stuff again and again. But this is what's so cool. I'm QL level 5 now, and I can go into this and run this with somebody that's not QL level 5, somebody that's QL level 1 or 2 or 3, and we can go and run Polaris together, and we can get them all of their gear and do all that great stuff. So it was really a lot of fun again, and it's just such a social time, and you just go in there and you just kill these monsters, and the monsters in this game are so freaking amazing. It's like scary
Cthulhu.
fun. Yes, it's so cool. So we had some great times playing the Secret World. I don't have a whole lot else to add other than we did get in there and we did play it. They've got some great new outfits. I subbed last week for a $10 a month sub, which was really, really cool. And I'm getting some little perks, and I'm having a hard time. I'm thinking about maybe now moving to more of a hammer kind of a thing for tanking.
I told you.
I know.
I told you.
Which means I'm gonna have to get the pimp cane. I gotta get the pimp cane out, and I'm gonna have to lay the hammer down with the pimp cane. So I don't know how many zillions of coins it is, but as a sub, I'm gonna get some coins and I'm gonna buy all that stuff, and it'll be really, 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 really fun. Well, the other thing.
Well, I did before you move on. I just want to let everyone know, just because this month is SWOTOR month, that doesn't mean that we're not playing Secret World and that we're not playing all these other games.
Right.
We have every single night. So if you go to dirtycasuals.com, we have a calendar, and there's different games every night, including Friday night Dirty Seas, Little Dirties.
It's even on the stream. It's this direction on the stream. So if you look
Wait,
over
am I
there-
doing it the right way?
Yeah, no, other way.
That way?
There, yep, right where Tessa's pointing. You can see that we have SWOTOR Sundays, Diablo Mondays, which I didn't even know about this until I posted this, but Diablo Mondays. Diablo is so much fun. Secret World on Mondays. We've got World of Warcraft raiding on Tuesdays. We have a huge raiding group. They're just awesome too, by the way. They're the best raiding group in the whole entire world.
Ever.
And they'll even get together and hang out in your garrison with you if you want. Then we have the DC Universe Wednesday. So there's this other game, DC Universe, that I didn't know anything about, which I have no more time. I honestly cannot play DC Universe, but I would love to. And that kind of goes in tandem with our WildStar Wednesdays, and we're going to talk about WildStar in a minute. So I'm going to save all of that news because that's really good news. And
I know nothing.
You know nothing. And then we go back to rating on Thursdays, so anything that they didn't clear on Tuesday, or they kind of progress and they advance on Thursdays. And then we've got some Heroes of the Storm on Thursdays as well. So if you're a MOBA player, we're getting into the MOBA. We got some MOBA people. And then we move into the cool thing that kind of leads us into the World of Warcraft talk, which is the WoW Twink Fridays, which I feel weird saying that. I don't know why, but I just do. But they play World of Warcraft on Fridays, but they're leveling up, and I think the goal is now to be about level 40. And what they do is they're playing all of the old content, kind of almost as it was originally intended, but there's this big group leveling up together. So there's 20 or 30 people, they're all leveling up, and then they go and they run the raids. and they run all the dungeons, and they're having all this fun, and they're getting things that they maybe missed when they first played, and they're getting to play as a group. And to be honest, this would be one of the greatest events you could possibly get involved in. So really, really cool. They do that on Fridays. And then they also do, they're doing their advanced rating on Saturdays as well. So they've got 3 nights of actually kind of like the hardcore rating in WoW. And then they've got 1 night of kind of running some of the older content. So that's really cool. So that's kind of what the Dirty Casuals are doing in the World of Warcraft.
If Ez is still in, I don't know if Ez is still in chat. Ez, if you're still in chat, let us know what what you're wanting everyone to get to by Friday, and we'll.
I think it's 4-0. I think I read it was 4-0.
You think, but you're not even sub, so I don't believe a thing you say.
I sure am not. I am not.
Because you're not a big deal.
Garrisons did it. I had to take a break, and I'm a fan. Look I'm a huge fan. I'm a World of Warcraft guy through and through. But I already told you my plan last week. I'm waiting till the end of the year. It is
40.
And at the end of the year, I'm gonna sub, and then when I sub, I'm gonna catch up in like 1 month, and then I'm gonna be like, ta-da, and I'll still be a World of Warcraft hero.
No, I'm so okay. Time out. I am so mad at you. Because, like, 6 months ago, I get a phone call. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Tess, it's Boom. I'm not going to talk to you anymore until you resub to WoW. Mm-hmm. And then I resub to WoW, and then you're gone.
You had a lot of fun, though.
You're a douche.
You had to admit you had a lot of fun because leveling from 90 to 100 was super cool. You have to admit. That was pretty awesome.
The only reason I'm not going to fight you is because you introduced me to the Dirty Seas.
Well, I was going to ask Tachi kind of where they are on the rating and everything, but he's sick this week, so I don't have a progress on where everybody is rating. I know they're making progress, and I know they're running all the cool stuff and down in the big bosses, and I saw them take pictures with the one of them. I thought it was maybe, I don't know, was it the Blast Furnace? It might have been the Blast Furnace.
No, they did that a while ago.
Yeah, it was super cool. And isn't he the guy whose junk is stuck next to the furnace? The one that I said needs talcum powder?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that conversation very vividly.
Yeah, because he's,
Because you always talk about junk, and I'm always alone.
He's got a furnace by his junk, which is just kind of odd.
Chromag. They're working on Chromag.
Oh, okay, Chromag. You can't really even put a furnace. It doesn't matter if you have man junk or lady junk. When you have a furnace, it gets sweaty. It's not a good thing. I'm not down with that. Right? Sweaty. Oh my God. Sweaty junk. That'd be a good screen name, by the way. If you're looking for a new character name, you could be called Sweaty Junk.
No, nothing is going to be better than, and I can't remember any of them, but Militus and Ez are in chat. They can remind me of some of the awesome names that we had. Oh, there's Mr. Kitty.
There's the star of the show, Mr. Kitty. He's got his butt to us. I don't know what that.
Mr. Kitty.
That means.
He doesn't care.
Maybe
he's like, I don't care.
Pet psychologist can fill us in. All right. Enough of that. So we're gonna talk some WildStar. WildStar talk. I'm so excited about this.
Why?
I'm so excited about this. In fact, we were as we were talking about this, and we were playing this last week. Militus was saying, I think Tess would just love this game, and that's what we were saying. So we're thinking that you need to get more involved in it. I'm sorry, hang on. I'm getting some of the answers from some of the awesome names that we had, and one of them was Swims in Vag. Oh, that's so funny. I don't even. Oh my God! I don't even know how to respond to that. It's so funny. You got sorry. Boner cleanse. That's okay. All right. Well, keep those coming. Maybe I can do another top 10 list of the grossest WoW names ever, and Boner cleanse is going to be right up there. So anyway, so I'm level 40 now in WildStar, so I've been making some progress. And guess what we got to do this week? We got to actually run as a guild group a level 10 dungeon on the XL side called Proto Games. And it was an absolute total hoot and holler blast. I'll have video. I'll put the video up on the website. We actually have video of the whole thing. Now, here's what's funny, Tess. A level 10 dungeon. Would you think that a level 10 dungeon is easy or is a level 10 dungeon hard?
For me, it's going to
No,
be
for-
hard because
for
I'm not a
anybody.
very good video game player.
Well, here's the thing. Level 10, we wiped all the way through the whole thing. We kept wiping. It was just very challenging. It wasn't even poorly designed or anything. It was just very challenging. And it was so crazy because we kept wiping on a level 10 and we kept going, this is absolutely crazy that we would wipe on a level 10, but we had a lot of fun. And the game just isn't a walk in the park. And I think that's why some people are kind of like, it's not for me. This game is not super easy, especially this group content. The group content is hard. It's very, very difficult.
And again, I don't play WildStar, but I will. I don't mind wiping. And then working through it is not a problem, as we demonstrated in Secret World. I mean, how many times did we wipe on some of those bosses? We wiped over and over and over and over.
Right.
But the cool thing about Secret World, and so my question is it similar to WildStar, is that there's like save points. So I'm not in WoW, you wipe, you're transported all the way back to the beginning. You have to run all the way back. It's so boring.
No.
But with Secret World, you're just shot back a few feet right before the boss. Is that how it is?
No, the proto games especially is actually designed to kind of train you. So it actually teaches you what to do. So, it's showing you the different mechanics of all of the different bosses in the game. So it teaches you how to interrupt. This is what's so crazy. If at level 10, you have not figured out how to interrupt the boss, he will just destroy you. And it will not let you through this level until you know how to interrupt. So it's kind of cool that a level 10 character would actually know how to interrupt. And I think that's one of the things that I enjoyed when I was playing it was knowing that everybody that was moving on past that level 10 would at least know how to do the interrupt. Now, our group didn't know how to do the interrupt. We died a few times, and then we eventually figured it out. But, that's kind of the way that is. I'm seeing the same thing in SWOTOR that I'm seeing in WildStar. So the populations are increasing. Every single time I go into WildStar, there's a lot more people than there used to be. And I don't know what the cause of it is. I don't know whether it's just that maybe...
It's you, Boomy. You're bringing it back.
I am bringing it back. # winning, # bringing it back. But I don't know if it's... Should I even say it? Are they getting a bump from WoW? Do you think that garrisons are so bad that WildStar is getting a bump?
No. No, I don't.
No?
I think that you're a big whiny person.
You still think WoW is at 10 million subs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes, I do. I didn't unsub.
That's true.
Because I'm not a quitter, Boomy. I don't quit. I keep going.
I can only play so many games. I already have one too many. I need to cut one of them out of my regimen. Like,
well, what are you playing?
I'm playing
list them all.
WildStar, Secret World, and SWOTOR, and it's one too many.
Then cut out WildStar because I don't play that game. You want to play with me?
That's a good point. But at any rate, the populations are increasing. And so I'm seeing populations increase in Star Wars. I'm seeing populations increase in WildStar. And I don't know. The health of the game seems to be getting a little better, and they've made good content. I will say that WildStar and SWOTOR, I've seen significant improvements. And when WildStar gets as old as SWOTOR, I kind of think it'll have that polished feel. SWOTOR didn't have the same polished feel when it first came out.
No, it was super buggy.
Right. And it has a good feel now. And WildStar, I think, is going to have the same feel if it can make it 4 years. Now, that's just a big if. But if it can, I think it's going to be in the same boat. It's just really, really fun. So, I'm inviting more people to come and play. By the way, Militus joined us. We made some friends, again, from the old guild. So, Militus ran the WildStar Nation podcast. It was Haystack and him and Dopamine and Bear. They all ran this podcast. And that podcast had a guild of 400, I think, maybe almost 500. I know they were reaching the cap of how many people you could have in a guild. And then when it all kind of went south, and everybody blames Tachi. So when Tachi left, everybody else left. And the guild itself, some of the people stayed and have just continued to play. And so they haven't actually left. And one of them is Siri, who is actually the @thedirtyelf Twitter hashtag Siri. He's one of those guys that has just, he kept playing it. So he played it at launch, played it with his guild, and he's just continued with the game. And so he's been through every single up and down, and he's talking about the game, and he speaks extremely fondly of the game. And he also, he doesn't have a harsh word about it, and he has a lot of nice things to say about the things that they're doing to the game. And I think he's a good one to talk to as far as, if you're wondering how it's going. And he's telling me populations are increasing, things are getting better, it's on the up. And I definitely see it. I see a lot of positivity about this game. I think it's here for a while, and I, for one, am extremely excited because it's fun. Now, you promised you were going to play with us in June.
In June, I will pick up some WildStar. And here's the deal. Part of me, because you like it so much, part of me wants to do it in April, when I have some free time. But I promise nothing. I do promise June at the latest.
You promised to have some fun in Funtown, by the way. Now, one of the interesting things is, I don't know if you ever met Dopamine or have talked with him online. He's on and off, but he's a big time WoW guy. Like, I mean, when he comes on and plays WoW, his characters are, he's got the skills. Let's just put it that way. He can run the WoW. He asked for a guild invite to WildStar.
Oh, no way.
And that means you have to be in game.
I'm being left behind.
I'm just saying, we're hashtag winning. We're hashtag bringing it back. And
why are you saying all this hashtag? You're not 12.
It's true.
Hashtag.
I thought that's what you said. I don't know. I don't understand any of this stuff. Esmeralda is the one that got me all into this Twitter thing. I just see hashtags and I think, I'm surprised I didn't call it pound winning, pound bringing it back. Because that's, I'm just the old crazy guy that doesn't understand it. Well, anyway, I am winning and I am bringing it back. I wanted to talk about another little thing. I'm trying to kind of wrap things up. Sorry, I'm running a little bit long, but crowdfunding of video games. Do you know anything about crowdfunding of video games, Tess?
Not of video games. I am a big fan of crowdfunding, but
are you a
I haven't done a
Kickstarter
lot.
person? Do you go and do some Kickstartering?
I do. I did a lot of Kickstarter for Will Wheaton's board game show. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you've partaken of the Kickstarter fruit.
Yes.
And you've been a part. Well, the new thing is to fund video games. And I don't know if you know this, but the most popular or the most funded, crowdfunded thing, it's not even video game, the most crowdfunded thing ever is a game called Star Citizen, which is an MMO. I guess it's like a kind of like a first-person shooter MMO kind of a deal. And I've been reading about it and having arguments, internet arguments with people about it. But they've raised $70 million to crowdfund that project as the most successful crowdfunded project to date. Can you believe that? $70 million.
That's an obscene amount of money.
It's not even a loan.
And I'm kind of sad that it's going towards video games. And I'm a big video gamer, but it's like, man, that's a shitload of money.
$70 million. Now, when you think of like World of Warcraft and you think of some of these bigger titles, they cost more than $70 million to make. So they put some serious cash into some of these big titles. But $70 million definitely gets you close to having one of those big titles. I don't know if it gets you all the way there, but it's definitely a lot of money. But it's crazy because it's not even a loan. Like most of the time when these companies do this, they leverage all kinds of other finances and they do all this trickery and they get investors and they get all these things. They owe the money back. But this Star Citizen doesn't even owe anybody anything back. They just raised $70 million and it's theirs. And my prediction is that they hired a couple graphic artists, maybe some really good ones, and the graphic artists made some really cool videos, a couple great pictures, and like a box art of what it might look like, and that they're going to just take the rest of the $70 million and go hang out on a beach and just be like, later, suckers. I don't know. Could be. I'm just tossing it out there. It's kind of crazy to think that somebody's got $70 million that's not really tied to anything. It doesn't even have to be. They could basically make a crap game.
It could be Zigzag.
He could take a $14 million salary, is what I'm saying. That this guy could take $14 million a year if he wanted to, as the commander-in-chief of this company, and churn out some crap game, and it's just crowdfunded. It's just what it is. It's really, really crazy. So Crowfall is a new game that's coming out, and I've been reading about it. Have you been reading about it?
Yeah, and the more I read, the less I want to do it.
The less you want to do it?
Yeah. I'm nervous.
I don't even think that it's it's not an MMO it's an MMO, but it's not a traditional MMO. And they even say that. It's not a traditional MMO. The more I read about it, the more it sounds like a really unique, kind of crazy MOBA. It's more of because MOBAs have endings and they end fairly quickly, and so they've got this game with this one rule set, and then you complete the rule set, and then it's like game over, and then you reset the game, and then you play it again. That's kind of what it feels like to me, but it almost feels more drawn out. So it's going to be interesting how they do it. But they crowdfunded here recently, and they're currently at $895,000 with 25 days to go. So they've raised that in just a few days. So they've raised about $1 million of capital. Which...
I don't want to play that game. And this is my thing. It would drive me insane to work so hard. And this is why I don't like MOBAs. It would drive me insane to work so hard on my character and on whatever we're doing as a group, and then to have it all wiped away. Mm-hmm. That to me, and for some people, that's like, hooray, that sounds awesome. No, I don't want to bust my ass.
It's different if the game is only 30 minutes long, though.
I don't care. I don't want to, because when I play, I put 100% energy and passion into what I'm doing, and then to have it all wiped clean. Now, even if I get to carry some of that over, like Crowfall is saying, well, then you go to your garrison and you get to build up all this stuff. No, that I don't want to play. Wiped clean, go back and lick my wounds, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going back going, I lost again. Yeah, I suck. I'm awesome. So, no. And I'll keep watching it. I'll keep following it. But they kind of lost me in the last release, in the last informational release.
Well, it's going to be interesting because everybody's kind of crowdfunding this thing. And it's really funny how we'll just throw money down without any kind of guarantee of what's going to happen. It's just kind of like we're like, hey, here's $70 million, Mr. Hopefully you're a good gamer guy, and make the game. But it's not even tied to a loan. It's just because he probably is obligated to churn out a game, but I don't think he's obligated to churn out a good game. But maybe it will be. Maybe this is a really driven person. He's going to churn out the best game we've ever had, and maybe that $70 million is going to be put to good use. And I don't want to say it's not, because there are probably a bunch of really, really great people working on it. I'm just saying this crowdfunding thing is very, very intriguing to me, because you're spending money, and it's not like you're guaranteed a great product. You're kind of just risking your money, and people right now are willing to just kind of risk $30, $40, $100, $200, $300 just to kind of on the chance that it's the next big thing, and I was in on the ground floor.
I think that it's a good risk. I mean, yeah, it's a risk for the exact reasons that you were saying, but at the same time, a lot of people have said that the reason that WildStar got released early, and that's what a lot of people are saying right now, is that WildStar was released about a year too early. Would you agree with that, Boomy?
I felt like it was a little rushed, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That it was because they were beholden their the shareholders,
Right.
and the investors were pushing them and pushing them and pushing them to release these games, which is kind of cool for Star Citizen and Crowfall. Now I'm hearing is doing the same thing, that they're not beholden to NCSoft or EA.
Right.
They don't have a publisher that's pushing them and pushing them and pushing them to get something out as soon as humanly possible, even if it sucks. You're right in that the reverse of that coin is they don't have to release anything. No, they don't owe anything to anybody. But I think it gives the freedom to the developer to do something fun.
Well, if it goes well, I think we're going to see an awful lot of games go this direction. So if these two games, I've kind of got my eyes on these two specifically. There's been a lot of crowdfunded apps for the iPad and different things like that, and I don't really count them in the same league as this. But these two games, if these guys do knock it out of the park with crowdfunding, I think you're going to see a lot of crowdfunded video games, and it's going to be a different world. You're going to see people leaving some of these bigger companies to, work on this crowdfunding kind of solution. So we'll keep our eyes on the crowdfunding. And next, let's just go ahead and move into some quick news from the MMO world. I don't have a lot of news, but I had this really great. I'm going to link this article because I think this article is really fascinating, and it's really important, and it applies to everybody.
Do you see this face?
It's a hard-hitting journalistic piece, and it's entitled "How Video Game Breasts Are Made and Why They Can Go Wrong." And this is a really long, drawn out, well written story, by the way. And it talks about in this exactly it gives the history of these video games. So it talks about how in 1992 there was a fighting game called Fatal Fury, and in this game we saw some jiggling boobs for the first time. Now before this they were just stationary. But the boobs can't be stationary. They gotta move, right? So this article is great. I want everybody to check it out because you're gonna be fascinated by it. And then it gets into Soul Calibur, and it gets into all these video games and the Lara Crofts of the world. But what's the best part is that the whole time you're watching and they talk about how they because I do this where there's this, but then there's the ones that move different directions. You got to have where you never know where they're going to go. So they talk about why that all has to be
wait, hang on.
Video
this is a problem. This defies physics. This is silicone issues.
well, you should go to the website real quick because there's some really, really hilarious, funny video clips of all the different games that have it. And it's actually kind of, I know that I'm making a joke of it and I know all this stuff, but it's actually a pretty legitimate read because the women in the video games, the female characters, would be awkward unless they had some sort of boob physics. And that's what they talk about in here. They said that if the boobs were just stationary all the time, the women characters in games wouldn't look right. Isn't that weird?
They just have an extremely supportive bra.
But it's...
The girls are up. They're taken care of.
They're just all, anyway, I want you to...
Ask the woman to run down the stairs and how fun physics are at that point.
Right, but you have to have those physics to make it look natural. So anyway, I want everybody to check that out. Video game breasts, how they're made, and why they can go wrong. I think you're going to enjoy that. There's a bunch of great Crowfall news and things like that we're going to post out there because who knows, it might be the best game in the world. I've just recently kind of learned that it may not be what I was thinking it was, which, because when you don't have a lot of details about a game, you sort of make up in your own imagination what you think it's going to be and you get all excited about it. And so as I'm starting to see some of this stuff come out, I'm kind of like, it's like I like Heroes of the Storm. I think Blizzard has done a great job with that game. It's really, really cool, but it's not really my game. It's not what I'm going to spend hundreds of hours in. League of Legends, it's super fun. I play it every once in a while, but it's not like my go-to standard game. And I'm kind of worried that maybe that's what Crowfall is about, but we'll check it out. and we'll kind of keep that. I want to move on now. We're going to kind of try to wrap this whole thing up. I want to give the shout outs. First shout out is to Sari, the dirty elf, for running some awesome Wildstar with us. Militus Zolderp also running some stuff. Zolderp was hilarious, by the way, because Zolderp, I don't know.
I miss Zolderp. I haven't seen Zolderp in such a long
That's because
time.
he's playing all the good games. I don't know where he was or what he was doing, but all I know is I was having to help him through some of the stuff. So I think Zolderp might have been maybe inebriated in some fashion, because I was like, no, Zolderp, turn the other direction. Like, you're not, the boss is over here. Like, aim at the boss, Zolderp. And he'd be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. And he would go over there and do it. So it was actually pretty hilarious. And then I'd also like to thank Karstina and everybody else that ran in the secret world with us. That was so much fun. And I think we got some sweet gear. And by the way, we went and we ran the school, and we went and ran through the whole school and did all of that stuff. You weren't here.
So
Sorry.
I couldn't play much this week because real life has just been absolutely nuts balls, and so I'm really jelly. I'm super jealous
At one point,
that I didn't get to do it.
Militus, by the way, just commented. He said at one point Zolderp asked the question, "Is the boss facing me?" and we were like, no, Zolderp, the boss is over here, and we had to kind of lead him. It was really, really fun. So take a look at that. So you were gonna go ahead and talk about, did you give your shout out?
Oh no, I have a shout out. Dirty Seas have been playing quite a bit of ESO right now. Elder Scrolls,
I
and
didn't know that.
that's Mama Tessa's big thing.
Yeah.
So before I came here, because I was kind of nervous about making this shot, and so I ran over to Mama Tessa's house, and so I made it for Mama Tess and Papa Tess, the shot that we did. And I was talking to them, and Mom said, "Oh, on your show, could you say hello to my guild?" And so I wrote it down. It's Brotherhood of Redemption on ESO. They're also called BOR. They're a casual guild, 500 members.
500 casual 500 member guild, just us and our 500 closest friends.
Yeah,
no big deal.
They're on the North American server.
Mm-hmm.
They play the Daggerfall Covenant is the faction that they play, and you can check them out at eso.borguild.com. And they have events every single night. So Brotherhood of Redemption and Mama Tessa's guild, awesome. So I thought that was cute.
Sign up, make it happen. You should be a part of that guild. That's pretty fantastic. Well, that is all I have. Do you have anything else, Tess?
Well, the chat is pretty kick-ass. Hey,
The
chat.
is.
Mwah.
Thank
Love
you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us as we have been trying to do this this live stream as opposed to just recording and putting our podcast. Thanks to every single person that listens, by the way, and we could definitely use your help in order to get our listenership up. Anybody who could give us a review on iTunes, that would really help, because it really does move our ranking up in the iTunes marketplace. So that would help other people maybe discover our podcast, and that would be fun. And we're also on Stitcher, and I believe you give them a thumbs up in Stitcher, and that would help us get a little more exposure on that as well. And if there's any other place that maybe you go and look for a podcast and you don't see us on there, let us know. Send us some sort of a message so that we know where we're not putting the podcast up at, so we can make sure that it's available to you. We've only been doing it for a short time, and so we might miss it. And on that note, what we're going to do
And
is...
chat, hang on.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Chat, don't forget to stick around, because I think we will try to play some Cards Against Humanity or something.
There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and, I wanted to just give one last prop to our good old Mr. Spock. And so I'm going to play the intro again so you can hear the Spock intro in case you missed it as we left last. So here it is, the Spock intro. Everybody have a good day, night, have fun playing games, and just be nice to everybody.
I suspect you're becoming more and more human all the time.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted. Greetings and felicitations. May I say that I have not thoroughly enjoyed serving with humans. I find their illogic and foolish emotions a constant irritant. Captain, I suggest the Vulcan mind probe. I need your advice.
Then I need a drink. You need advice from me? You must be kidding.
I do not joke, Doctor.
Illogical.
Spock, you're the most cold-blooded man I've ever known.
Why, thank you, Doctor.